Hello everyone, this is James O'Keefe from Project Veritas. I wanted to give you an update. First of all, we have a number of long-term investigations going on. Some of them are taking months, and you'll see the fruits of those hopefully soon. But I wanted to talk to you about this United flight video that's been circulating, that's been top of the news last day or two. This is the passenger that's been escorted off the airplane forcefully. I think you've all heard about it. I want to talk to you about what it means for citizen journalism. There's been a tectonic shift. Last time I talked about this was the episode in Minnesota with the shooter. Now we have this episode with the airplane. So what I draw from this incident, since Veritas is trying to create an army of guerrilla journalists, we are creating an army of guerrilla journalists, trying to capture things on video that shock people the way this incident did, is the question, if a tree falls down in the forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound? Because for decades, these things have been happening and there's been no one there to hear it. And the media obviously had a monopoly on reality because we could only see what they showed us. But the bottom line now is things are changing rapidly. The media has become a reactive institution. In fact, the broadcasts all carried this at the top of the hour. Last night, today, here are a couple broadcasts here with Jake Tapper, CNN, ABC News.
We're back with our money lead now. Fly the friendly skies, United Airlines promises. And when you parse that statement, you realize they're saying that the skies are friendly. They aren't necessarily saying that they are.
The chaotic scene unfolding on a United flight in Chicago.
It is the video taking the world by storm this morning.
I get asked a lot, well, what's going to happen? What do you predict happens in the media? What I predict will happen is that the broadcast media will be nothing more than a reactive institution to what citizens do. This carries their broadcast. This forces its way into the national consciousness, and we're trying to scale this by a factor of 1,000. This citizen was in a place that no broadcaster could go. And one day, you're going to see the news just dominated only by incidents like this. But it takes technology, it takes citizens being on the front lines where the media can't go. And that might seem obvious enough, but let's talk a little about the historical context here, because I want to talk about something that was very interesting. One of the things that struck me is that the stock price for United fell 4%. The stock plunged as a result of this video. And one of the things that was also interesting is I was reminded of a case in 1992 with ABC News and Food Lion, where their stock price dropped 15%. Where ABC News people went undercover, they used to do this back in the day, and they found this grocery store Food Lion was repackaging meat, and they were packaging meat, taking it, rebranding it, putting bleach on it and repurposing it, selling it to customers. And these images were just shocking. Along the lines of the images you saw in that airplane. They were just shocking. ABC News got sued. ABC News was the source of the material. They're the ones who went out and got the story. And these producers and these executives and these media companies decided, we're not going to do this because it's too risky to our bottom line. It hurts our profitability. It's not worth the risk. And this is one of the reasons why investigative journalism declined. But these days, something very fascinating is happening. If you look at this story, something similar happened. United's stock price went down I think it was 4%, plummeted. We're talking $1 billion in lost revenue. But it wasn't a news corporation that did it. It wasn't executives that made the decision, and there really isn't any corporation that United can come after here. The CEO initially came out and said that the person was a problem, said it was unruly. Then he said they were going to launch an investigation. Eventually, they apologized. So what is happening is a profound change in where we get our information from and who is liable for delivering that information. That's what I draw from this episode. It's that United can't do anything. They have to apologize. And as we see the rise in citizen journalism and that power shift taking place, what's going to happen is people are going to be held to account in a way they never were held to account before. Because we live in an environment where citizens can break these stories, sometimes anonymously on Twitter, it is changing the game. And what will happen is Veritas will continue to build our guerrilla army to bring you the hidden camera stuff, the stuff that takes months to do, but ordinary people are going to be breaking these stories, and they're not going to be held liable for it. United Airlines will be held liable for it. In September, we're going to start pilot testing a program where we not just do the undercover work long term, but we crowdsource out the journalism using our cameras, our special devices, to the public, and we hope this will hold both public and private institutions accountable.